Good afternoon and welcome to M.M.E. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today we're going to be covering Transformers Legacy United Chase, the Chase figure. Yeah, that's the title of today's video, Chasing for Chase, or Chasing After Chase, because that's what I spent most of the year doing, chasing after this little guy, because, well, I got the rescue bots for my nephew a few years back, and I really thought they were kind of a fun idea. They were a fun concept. They reminded me of the Protectobots, and I wanted a definite, some rescue bots. But I did not like the one-step changers, and I was not going to get myself a one-step changer, nor was I really going to explain how to transform a one-step changer on this channel. It's a one-step changer. No, I was going to wait for generations to do it, and they finally did it this year, and it's just been until now for me to get Chase, because I do like the Rescue Bots. So I'm collecting a new faction, the Rescue Bots. Yay, Rescue Bots. I'll get another ambulance. I do like my ambulances. Anyway, so for today's video, we're going to go over Chase's robot mode. We'll compare him to Cliffjumper and the Lego pad, and then we'll go over articulation, sculpt work, and accessories, and give you my final thoughts and feelings. And maybe Cream will pop up. My co-host likes to sleep on the side. He's paid in kibble, so I don't really mind if he sleeps on the job. It's like I'm paying him much anyway. So let's first off bring out the handy dandy Lego pad, and there we go. Yeah, actually, I may be wrong. I may have been wrong. We're thinking he was 16. No, he's 17. He's 17 studs tall. 17 studs is pretty good by the standard Sense Siege. That's just above average for deluxe figure Sense Siege. Now, we've got Cliffjumper here, which is the definite below average when it comes to height and deluxe figures, but I do enjoy comparing all figures to the lowest one, to the one that has the least amount of plastic and stuff, so you can get an idea of the difference in size between them. Putting them back to back, we get that Cliffjumper comes midway up the back of Chase here, putting them front to front. Cliffjumper ends up just looking through the window that's on Chase's lower belly to see inside of his guts, but that's it. Chase can raise his arm up, but he's not really at the right height in order to put that arm around Cliffjumper because he can't raise it enough, and we'll talk about that in today's video when we go over articulation. So let's put Cliffjumper off to the side. Let's bring out these accessories and get them out of the way, and then let's get into the figure overall. Okay, so his accessories are 5. He comes with these 2 little claw hands. Okay, 2 little claw hands that I don't like messing with because they're made out of clear plastic and they are just impossible to move around. But you can pull them out of this little thing. There's 1, and they're not very big. And there's 2. They have some small ports on them for weapons that core class figures could hold, and then they have a big siege peg that plugs into siege ports. There's 2 siege ports on the front of this weird little arm gizmo that everything plugs into. There they are. And this thing just kind of slides over the fist of Chase. That's pretty neat. I like that it just slides over the fist. No need to pull a piece off. No need to rip an arm off. You just slide that piece on, and there you have it. Bob's your uncle. I like that. There's another siege peg on top, or port on top of it, and then there's a siege peg underneath it. So this thing has 3 ports and 1 peg. We're going to set it off to the side, and with the 2 little grippers, the 2 little claws that are the gripper hands, and then we finally have these 2 pieces. Now I have no idea what these are supposed to be, but I imagine this one that's rounded and flared out is kind of like a either this is the spotlight or this is the bullhorn thing that police cars sometimes have. So I'm thinking it's the bullhorn that police cars sometimes have. And then on this other one, it's rectangular and squarish, and I think this is more like a Transformers flashlight. So he's got himself a little flashlight as well as a bullhorn. And those are 2 very neat little items that he can have. Now, let's get over here into him. And first off, I want to bring up something that does annoy me about this figure. I don't know if mine's got some QC problems, but this left arm of my character just refuses to transform correctly. It will never lock into place, and I do not like that, and definitely I am taking a point off for that because that is very annoying. I'm hoping maybe, transforming him a few more times, I can figure out what's going on with that and make sure it doesn't happen anymore. But for now, I wanted to showcase that this happens, and it is kind of annoying that that does happen. I do wish they had some sturdier connection points, more stable connection ports. It does. Yeah, I mean, my feelings on connectors in Transformers. So let's get away from that arm. I just wanted to bring that up and the fact it's definitely losing him a point. Coming down here to the feet. By the way, there are 9 siege peg ports on him. 2 on the feet, 2 on the legs. One on either side of the lower leg. Then 1 on each forearm. Then 1 in each hand, and then 1 on his back. Now, coming down from the feet, we've got a really well sculpted down underside of the feet. They usually just waffle that section out, but there is no waffling on this guy. It's all robot. It's all really well done and condensed. I love it. So he's got ankle tilt down there, some really great sculpt work on the underside. On the top of the foot, he's got some good, decent sculpting going on there, little etchings and stuff for some shoes. Coming in here to the leg, this is supposed to be the hood of the car, which makes up his lower leg. And in the middle of that lower leg is a vent that's on top of the hood, and they managed to center the vent on each side because these legs combine together to create the hood. And these vents are really well done. I love how they're centered. I love the texture of them. I love the texture of the rest of the hood around the vents. It does make it feel, like this is a car became a robot. I love it when they manage to texture everything correctly like that. Coming over here to the side, we've got a well done wheel with a hubcap. I love that. Coming around to the rear, we've got a lot of cool robot textures, lines and etchings and some hydraulic feeling things that are coming down the rear of the leg back here to just kind of give him more robot appeal. And I really appreciate that. They don't have to do little things like this. They don't have to, but they do, and I love them for it. I'll always love engineers for focusing on the little things. Now, moving over here, we've got the knee, which is only a 90-degree bend. We've got a thigh swivel. Now, texture-wise on the thigh, it's very minimalistic, but interestingly enough, instead of this guy having a skirt, what they did is they sculpted each side of the skirt onto the appropriate thigh. So the skirt that would be in front of this thigh is actually just sculpted onto the thigh. So now he can kick up about 150 degrees. I think that's really awesome. But the rear kick is only at like 20 degrees because of this panel back here, which is a shame. He can kick sideways at 90 though. That's pretty good. The waist swivel does go 360 degrees. I like how they did the skirts on this one. So it allows you a little more movement because this guy's he's a more movable guy. He moves around a lot. He jumps around a lot, and it's nice to have some articulation for him that will allow for those poses. Coming up here to the arms, the fists do nothing. The elbow is a 90. The thigh the bicep swivels 360. The arm can raise up. I mean, it can rotate, I'd say, to 70 degrees because of this back stuff. It gets in the way. It can rotate the other direction. I don't know, like 20 degrees. So definitely you don't get the 360 there. You get kind of a 360, but you got to make it work. Now he can't raise his arm more than 20 degrees, like with the back leg kicking backwards, which is a problem. But if you lower the arm down, he can raise it up 90 degrees almost, but that requires the arm being lowered down. Now finally coming up here to the chest area, we've got the windshield for the car, which is his lower chest. The front roof of the car, pardon me, the one right above the driver's seat and passenger seat, is what makes up the top portion of his chest because his head pops out right in front of the light bars, which do make up this area behind his head. And honestly, the light bar section on the inside of his head area is the only place where I really feel any sort of waffling, and I'll give him that. So coming around here to the rear, we've got a really well done back. There's no backpack. It's all sleek. We got these 2 little gull wing doors that he can use to fly with. Really excellent stuff. Really loving. I just love all this stuff. And it's no wonder this is a Chase figure. Coming up here to his face, Really excellent space sculpt right here. Well, not excellent, but I think it's decent. I can feel it. He's got a mouth there, not a shield for his face, and it seems like he's got some eyes in there as well. Um, he's got two little cat ear things. You would think he had like an antenna because being a cop, but that's okay. And his helmet's very minimalistic, no crest or anything like that. That's just very, at the end of the day, this is a good robot. This is a good robot mode. And my final thoughts on this robot mode after going over everything here and feeling it and touching it, I'm going to give it a an 8 out of 10. I think they could have tried better with the articulation. I appreciate that the front can kick up so far, but I do not appreciate how far back the legs can kick, and I don't appreciate how much the arms can raise. I do think that they could have maybe tried to figure out how to make those joints work a little better. But yeah, that's my overall rating for this guy. I do consider him an excellent transformer, and that's mainly because of the transformation, which we will cover tomorrow in tomorrow's episode of Blindformers. So stay tuned for that. But for now, I think I'll leave you off. I hope all of you out there have a wonderful day. I've had fun bringing this to you. Please go like, share, and subscribe, and go check out MC Chris. He's touring Florida right now. He's supposed to be in Orlando soon. Go check him out. I had a blast at his show last night, and I'm pretty sure that if you go look him up and go to wherever he's doing a show, you're going to have a lot of fun too. That's all I got to say. Thanks again for watching and or listening. Until next prime, bye bye for now.